Hello everyone! So today I'm gonna talk about quite an interesting topic. Have you ever heard of Mount Tangkuban Parahu? Do you know why it's called that way? Tangkuban Parahu is a volcano 30 kilometers north of Bandung City, West Java. When seen from afar, Mount Tangkuban Parahu has a distinctive upside-down boat shape. In fact, Tangkuban Parahu is taken from Sundanese language that means overturned boat. This peculiar shape has stimulated a legend among Sundanese people from long time ago. Do you want to know how the legend goes? So here's the story of the legend of Mount Tangkuban Parahu. Once upon a time, there was a beautiful princess named Dayang Sumbi. Her pastime was spent to weave many beautiful fabrics. One day, one of her weaving tools fell. She was very tired at the time, and she was too lazy to take it. So she just shouted out loud, "Anybody there? Please bring me my tool. If you do, I will give you a special present. If you are a female, I will consider you as my sister. If you are a male, I will marry you," said Dayang Sumbi. Unexpectedly, Tumang, a male god who was punished to become a dog, returned her weaving tool. "Oh God, a dog! Now what should I do? I'll have to marry this dog to honor my words." Dayang Sumbi was very surprised. She regretted her words, but she could not deny it. So she had to marry Tumang and live in seclusion in a small village. Several months later, their son was born. Oh wait, a son? How could a human and a dog have a son? Well, the dog was once a god, so maybe it's possible? Who knows? So his name was Sangkuriang. He was a handsome and healthy boy. Sangkuriang liked hunting very much. He often went hunting into the woods with his bow and arrow. Whenever Sangkuriang went hunting, Tumang was always accompanying him. However, Dayang Sumbi never told Sangkuriang about the fact that Tumang was his father. One day, Dayang Sumbi wanted to eat a deer's heart. "Sangkuriang, will you hunt a deer for me today? I want to eat a deer's heart so much," asked Dayang Sumbi. "Of course, mother. Whatever you want, I will give it to you," replied Sangkuriang. And so, to fulfill Dayang Sumbi's request, Sangkuriang went to hunt a deer with Tumang. Sadly, Sangkuriang could not find any deer. "Oh God, where can I find a deer? I've been searching forever. It's like all of them had disappeared without a trace. Ugh, I'm so exhausted. But I don't want to disappoint my mother," Sangkuriang complained. At that exact moment, Sangkuriang's gaze fell upon Tumang. Then an idea struck him. And then what happened? Can you guess? Sangkuriang grabbed Tumang, killed him, and took out his heart. Such a bloody scene. Won't Sangkuriang regret killing his own father? Oh, but he doesn't even know that Tumang was his father. Now, how would Dayang Sumbi react to this? Upon returning, Sangkuriang happily shouted, "Mother, I've got you a deer's heart!" "Incredible, my son! I'm going to cook this right away," said Dayang Sumbi elated. When the dish was ready, Dayang Sumbi called for Sangkuriang and Tumang to eat. "Sangkuriang, Tumang, come eat!" Sangkuriang hurriedly turned up to his mother's summon. However, Tumang was nowhere to be seen. "Tumang? Tumang!
A few moments later.
Where is Tumang?" I don't know, mother," replied Sangkuriang while stuttering. At that moment, Dayang Sumbi realized that the heart her son brought wasn't a deer's heart, but Tumang's heart. She became furious, so she hit her son's head with a spoon and banished him. "You unfilial son! How could you kill your own father?" Excuse me, ma'am. You never told your son that the dog was his father. So can you even blame him for this? "Get out of my sight and never come back," she said. Sangkuriang was shocked at her mother's remark and laughed in sadness. Many years passed and Sangkuriang grew up into a strong, handsome young man. He wandered the land here and there. Then he arrived at his old village without realizing it. There he met a beautiful lady. He did not know that the lady was his own mother, since legend said that God granted Dayang Sumbi an eternal youth. Both of them did not recognize each other, so they fell in love and decided to get married. Oh wow, eternal youth. I'm jealous. But even so, how could he not recognize his own mother, who looks exactly the same as when he left the house? Dude, he must have pretty bad memory, right? Okay, enough jokes. Pay attention because the story is gonna get good. Accidentally, Dayang Sumbi found a familiar scar on Sangkuriang's head. "Sangkuriang, why is there a scar on your head?" asked Dayang Sumbi. When I was a child, my mom hit me on my head," replied Sangkuriang. Dayang Sumbi was very shocked when she found out that the man she was going to marry was her long-lost son. It was impossible for them to marry. "Sangkuriang, listen to me. I'm your mother. You are my son. This marriage cannot happen. We must cancel our wedding," Dayang Sumbi pleaded. "What nonsense are you spouting? There's no way you're my mom. My mom must be an old hag by now, but you're still a beautiful young lady." My son, it really is me, your mom. I'm like this. Enough! I don't want to listen to any more of your excuses." Dayang Sumbi did not know how else she could convince Sangkuriang. He did not even want to listen to her explanation. So, in order to prevent the marriage, Dayang Sumbi gave him a very difficult condition. "Fine then, Sangkuriang. If you still want to marry me, you have to fulfill my condition. I want you to build a lake and a big boat in one night for our honeymoon. Can you do that?" "Such an impossible wish! But for you, I shall do anything." Sangkuriang agreed and summoned spirits to help him. By midnight, he had finished the lake by building a dam in Citarum River. Then, he started building the boat. It was almost done when he nearly finished it. Dayang Sumbi became anxious. She was afraid that Sangkuriang would be able to finish the boat before dawn. Can you guess what she did? She ran to the horizon and waved her red shawl, so it looked like the sun had risen. The roosters crowed and signaled the start of a new day. The spirits helping Sangkuriang thought that the sun was rising already. They hurriedly vanished to avoid getting burnt, leaving the work undone. "Sangkuriang, you have failed to fulfill my condition. It means that you cannot marry me," said Dayang Sumbi. Sangkuriang was infuriated. "You cheated! You fabricated the rising sun and caused my troops to run away! I could not fulfill your condition because of your trickery!" He shouted as he kicked the almost finished boat out of anger. The boat overturned, and over time, it became what we know as Mount Tangkuban Parahu. That's the story of the legend of Mount Tangkuban Parahu. How was it? Do you believe that this story is real? Whether you believe it or not, we've still got a few values that we can learn, such as the weight of a promise, how a hidden fact could escalate to a tragedy, and that it is forbidden to marry your own mother. Well, the last one is so obvious, but still, it's something you can learn. But the point is, don't do it and be respectful to your mother. Can you think of anything else? How would you act if you were one of the characters? That's for you to answer. That's all from me. Goodbye.